What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel for another segment of Infinite Cringe. And today we're going to be talking about put chicken in makeup, living gay. I mean, Star Wars Acolyte. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I don't usually do Star Wars content because I think it's seriously a dead IP. Like it's literally, it's dead. It's literally like that Simpson meme.
Stop! He's already dead.
It's literally like that. It's literally like just stop beating the dead horse. It is freaking dead. But you know what? They just keep beating it. And just so you know where I stand, for those of you who may or may not know and are new to the channel, I don't watch Star Wars anymore. I'm a huge OG fan. I love the prequels, but Disney Star Wars, especially The Last Jedi, kind of broke me. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this IP. Disney kind of ruined it. And I'm done. I'm done giving them my money. I'm done talking about it. I'm just done. I felt like there was nowhere to go. And I left. It was sad. And I was sad about it. But since then, I feel very vindicated and validated about my decision to leave the Star Wars quote unquote fandom. Not the fandom, the Disney Star Wars bandwagon. Like I'm out. I am out. I don't know what you guys got to offer, but it's not for me. Like, yeah, you know what? When they say things like it's not made for you, they're right. It's not made for me. It's not something I'm interested in. So I was like, see ya, bye bye. Now, having said that, it's really interesting because once you kind of like dissociate from what's going on, it gives you a really unique perspective. So every time I see, because every 8 months to a year they come out with a new show. So every time they come out with a new show, I see everybody talking about it on Twitter and everyone's just like losing their mind. This content creators making all this content about how shitty it is, and I just laugh at this point because I mean, what else can we do but laugh? Because if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. And I just think it's really funny what's going on right now with Star Wars. Because honestly, anytime I see anything about it, I'm just like, sure, why not? At this point, because they've done everything else. I mean, they've literally ruined it. I feel like there's no coming back at this point with Disney. I don't think there's a way back. And so today I I woke up and I opened Twitter and I saw this, and I guess Gary from Nerd Audit posted a scene from the show and he was laughing at it. And I was like, what is this? And this is a scene. I guess this is the scene from the show where like these witches are doing some weird chanting or something. I don't even know if we can watch this. I'm just going to go through like a little bit of it.
Power one.
One, two, power of two, the power of many. And they just repeat that over and over. And I mean, dude, it is bad. Like, I don't know what is going on here, but this looks so cringe. I mean, my God. What have they done to my baby boy? What is this? This looks absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, what can you do other than laugh? What can you? This is so cringe. This is so cringe. So I mean, when I saw it, I was just laughing. So I laughed and I just posted really basically, LOL, what the fuck? Because I mean, seriously, what is this? What the actual fuck are we watching here? What has happened to Star Wars? I mean, we all know this is a rhetorical question, people, but my God, I was seriously like, then, of course, like clockwork, some people, I guess, took offense to me laughing at this video, and they let me know that they were upset about it. And so they replied, okay, racist, here we go. To be fair, I don't know if this person's a real person or not. It really does check some of the bot boxes, and there's just way too many flags next to their name. So I went to the profile, and this is the profile here. And I said, if there was a better case to be made for what kind of fans Disney preferred to have over the OG nerds, I present you the perfect example. And so here is this person's profile picture: Fur Master, they, she, Israeli flag, and a bunch of other flags, including the trans and LGBTQ flags and says they, she, them, autistic, gray sexual, which I have no idea what that is, furry enthusiast, free Gaza. I love Star Wars Acolyte. They had to specify which Star Wars they liked in the profile bio. I pre-ordered Outlaws and Diablo, and wow, artist and communist. Wow, okay. From Palo Alto, California. Shocker. Absolute shocker. I think the most confusing thing about this profile for me personally is the Israel flag with the free Gaza in the bio. Because I mean, dude, pick a side. Like, seriously. I mean, regardless of where you stand, I mean, I personally think neither team wants you on their team. I'm just saying, it's just really funny. That's why you can't really tell if these people are trolling or if this is an actual account or if it's a bot or whatever. I think it's real. I really do, because it was also made in November 2021. So this is an older account. It's not like it was made like yesterday. And they do have like a following as well. So it's just, it kind of checks out that it's a real person, but I mean, a real interesting individual to say the very least. I mean, I can't even show you the other posts that they made about Star Wars because I think it'll get flagged on YouTube. So if you're interested, go check out my timeline on Twitter because I posted something else that they pointed to or they advertised. And I was like, wow, these are the fans that Star Wars wants. And is it a wonder? Is it a wonder that Star Wars is in the state that is in? I think it's really fascinating. Now, mind you, I also saw this pop up, which I thought was really interesting because I think it's really interesting to me when mainstream starts to kind of get on board with what we've been saying for a while. And this article from Forbes rips into The Acolyte episode 3. And I thought it was hilarious. Until the end, which we're going to get to because I have thoughts on this and it's spicy thoughts and you may not like it, but I that's my spicy take and I'm going to tell it to you. So this article says The Acolyte episode 3 review, one of the most disappointing Star Wars episodes ever made by Eric Kane, senior contributor. And we're going to read a little bit of it just so you guys can get a you guys can get a perspective of how much this guy did not like this episode. The third episode of Disney's The Acolyte is an embarrassment to the entire franchise, though the same could be said for so much Star Wars these days outside of Andor and the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. I think this is collectively kind of agreed upon, especially for the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. Again, I haven't watched any of it, but I think a lot of people actually did like, especially the first season of The Mandalorian. Here's one exchange between 2 characters in the latest episode. May, the Jedi are bad. Osha, the Jedi are good. Later, the same 2 characters, the twin protagonists and antagonists of the story, as children in this flashback episode say to one another, "What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" I want to ask Disney the same question. What have you done? This entire episode is a bad joke. So then he goes into kind of like scattered thoughts about like IGN's review, saying episode offers up a lot of tantalizing new layers to how we perceived both Jedi and the Force. And I would like to know if we use different versions of the word tantalizing. So he's kind of like going at IGN here, talking about how he's very confused about the episode and the direction it's taking. Okay, so this is also interesting. He goes, someone has captured the chant footage. This was put in the actual TV show we're supposed to take seriously. Look, and this is the tweet here. People are talking about it and talking about the chant that we just watched. He goes, I have no words. I do have a theory, however. Imposters have taken over Star Wars and lots of other popular genre properties, from The Witcher to True Detective. Wow. I mean, like that is true. That is true on so many fronts. I mean, you can name so many franchises that are just down the freaking drain right now. Doctor Who, Star Trek. I mean, the list goes on. Maybe they're fans, maybe they're not, but they're certainly masquerading as good storytellers, and they think they know best. making whatever changes they see fit to making it their own. And then he quotes George R.R. Martin saying, "Everywhere you look, there are more screenwriters and producers eager to take a great story and make them their own. It does not seem to matter whether the source material was written by Stan Lee, Charles Dickens, Ian Fleming, Ronald Dahl, Ursula K. Le Guin, J.R.R. Tolkien, Mark Twain, Raymond Chandler, Jane Austen, or, well, anyone. No matter how major a writer it is, no matter how great the book, there always seems to be someone on hand who thinks he can do it better, eager to take the story and improve on it. The book is the book, the film is the film. They will tell you as if they were saying something profound, then they make the story their own. They never make it better, though. 999 times out of 1,000, they make it worse." Wow. I mean, I guess he would know, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? Considering he never finished his damn book and somebody else had to finish the TV show for him. I guess he would know. Amen, brother, this guy says. I'd say that Star Wars deserves better stewards, but George Lucas didn't do a very good job of that himself in the later years. In fact, The Acolyte keeps reminding me of the prequel trilogy in all the worst ways. And this is the part where I have a giant problem. Because here's a guy who's quoting this dude saying, like, you know, all these writers, blah, 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 these youngins come up and they say that we could do it better or whatever. And then here's this dude throwing shade at the OG creator of Star Wars and being like, this motherfucker didn't do anything. He didn't do good. He didn't do good with the prequels. Now, this is what I have a problem with, okay? And this is what my rant is going to be about, because I was a prequel fan. And I know how much the prequels got hate. And I feel like one of the biggest reasons George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney was because of people like this right here. This gentleman who hated the prequels. This is why George Lucas was like, you know what? This shit, I'm out. Like, I'm out. I'm out on this. I don't even want it anymore. Just give me the money. I'm out. He took the money and he left. And now what you have is a bunch of people who are thinking that they can do it better than George Lucas. And you're out here telling us that this show sucks. Disney sucks. You wish they had better stewards and blah, blah, blah. But in the second breath, you're shitting on the OG creator. I mean, I don't even know what to say, because that's ridiculous to me. I think it's the most ridiculous thing that you could say about the prequel trilogy. And certainly, I definitely wouldn't think that it would be worse than what is going on right now in Disney's Star Wars. And then he says, oh, well, what a shame. I'll keep watching, obviously. And I really do hope. Why is it obvious? Why is it obvious that you're going to keep watching this freaking trash? The reason it still exists is because people like you keep giving it attention. But hey, whatever. And I really do hope it gets better. Don't hold your breath, bud. Do not hold your breath. In fact, next week's episode, which is too short and has an annoying cliffhanger ending, is leaps and bounds better than this one. So that's something to look forward to. Silver linings and all that jazz. Oh yeah, the silver linings of let's get some mediocre crap upon some garbage, and maybe it'll be a little bit better than and just goddamn gutter trash. Come on, the absolute cope with these people is fucking ridiculous. I also wanted to give you an update. Arguably one of the biggest Star Wars content creators on YouTube chimed in here for The Acolyte. This is what he had to say. Star Wars Theory, saying, Palpatine had such a hard time cloning Force sensitives until Moff Gideon. With all his power, knowledge of the Force, and his unlimited resources, as well as the inability to create life, and Force-sensitive life, mind you, which is even more impossible, the Sith, Jedi, Kaminoans, Mother Talzin, Witches of Dathomir, Darth Plagueis, Anakin, and the Empire couldn't do it. Random witches pulling a couple of threads of the Force equals two. I can't even. Force equals two conceived, two Force-sensitive children, so powerful that the Jedi sense and track down across the galaxy. At what point do we just say, what the fuck? Well, dear viewer, I have said what the fuck, and I've been saying what the fuck for a very long ass time. And I'm very happy with saying what the fuck and jumping ship on this goddamn trash fire. But let me know in the comments down below, are you still watching The Acolyte? Do you care about Disney Star Wars? Do you have any hope about what is going to be with regards to this IP and whether the show is going to pick up? And what did you think about the prequels? Do you think it's better than Disney Star Wars? Because I do. I do. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to go watch a really good sci-fi. It's called Babylon 5. I've been rewatching it. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's amazing. And I mean, it's the best. You guys go watch that instead of this garbage. And by this garbage, I mean Disney Star Wars. See you guys next time.